We have to do this before the dog breaks in. He's just gonna cry the whole time. Hello, it's Bailey and welcome back to my channel. Today I convinced Chris to be here with me. Go babe, be quiet. Sorry. I make the rules and I enforce them. Okay, do you know what we're doing today?
I am picking a book.
Do you know what we're doing today?
Yes, I am picking out a book.
And what are you gonna do with the book?
I am going to read it.
Okay, good. And how many books have you read since we've been together?
0.
That's a lie.
But I've started maybe 3.
When we first got together, you read 1.
Oh yeah.
You read The Maze Runner. And
Yep.
you liked it. But that's back when you were still trying to impress me.
Yeah.
And yeah, you've started a couple others and not completed them. So we're gonna try this again and he's gonna pick a book to read. And he's agreed to do this because it is my birthday tomorrow. But he's gonna read it in a couple weeks. We're taking a trip, so we're gonna be on a plane. So I think he's planning on reading it when we're on the plane. Correct?
Yes.
And are you excited to read a book?
No.
Don't say
I'm
that.
sorry. Yes.
Okay, but yeah, I basically picked 5 of the 5-star books I've had in the last like 6 months or so, and I'm going to describe them to Chris and he's gonna pick which one sounds most interesting to him. So he is gonna get to pick what to read, but it's based on my favorites. So I didn't just give you like all the books that like I've given 5 stars and I like the most. I purposely picked ones that I think that you would like, okay? But they're all faster paced. I know you're not gonna get through something that's like boring. And yeah, there's other ones that I chose not to do just because I think they're for me but wouldn't be for you. Make sense? So I think all of these are things you would like.
Okay.
And nobody knows you better than me, right?
Yep.
And I purposely pulled stuff that is like all different genres. So there's different stuff.
Okay.
You ready?
Let's do it.
Okay, so the first book is a romance book. It's a contemporary romance book, and it's The Right Swipe by Alicia Rye. And I pulled this still for you to read. And it is a romance based off of these 2 people basically have a one-night stand, and he like ghosts her. Okay? You know what that means?
Yep.
Okay. But it turns out that like she owns like a dating app and he is working for like a rival dating app. They don't know who each other are when they first like hook up. And so then they're at like a work convention and they both basically happen to work at like rival dating apps. She owns one and he's working for another one. So then they like reconnect. You find out like what happened with why he ghosted her or whatever. And
There's too much of that.
and it's their romance getting back together, but he is like a former stop.
You don't expect
I have to do it.
Okay.
But he is a former like pro football player. So that's why I think you could like it. And they're also doing like fake promotion stuff for their jobs. And so it's like a fake dating, rekindling romance. Okay?
Okay.
So that's what that is. Does that make sense? Is that
Yep.
intriguing at all?
Yep. One-night stand. Ghosting.
Okay, so this one is a young adult contemporary romance, and it follows our main character. She's a teen mom in school, and she likes to cook a lot, okay? And she's a biracial main character, but she likes to cook a lot, and she has this opportunity in school to like take a cooking class, like a home ec class, and there's an opportunity through that she will get to like go on a trip to like do cooking stuff, but she doesn't think she's gonna be able to afford it, and she's working to like help support. She lives with her grandma, and so she's working and she's a teen mom, and there's like a cute like romance in this.
Okay.
Okay, next is what I've read the most recently that I want to recommend to you. And I think there's some buzzwords here that you're going to like. And that is Daisy Jones and the Six by Taylor Jenkins Reid. And this is a very fast book because it is written in like interview form. So it is, Daisy Jones and the Six is like this fictional band. So it's a band and you're following like them forming the band, and it's like an 80s band. So it's like in the past, but it's written like their current day, like giving interviews about what it was like to be in the band then. But this follows a lot of like the concerts and the drugs and just like the band's interactions and like rise to fame kind of. And I think you would really like this just because of like the band aspect.
Okay.
Okay. This next one is my favorite book. Do you recognize this book?
I've seen the cover a time or two.
Okay, so this is what I would currently describe as my favorite book.
The book is very close to perfect.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's what the front says.
Yeah.
That's how you should describe it.
That's how I feel. So the book is The House in the Cerulean Sea by T.J. Klune, and this follows our main character Linus, and he's like someone who goes to orphanages and like assesses, makes sure that everything's like up to par, things are being done to code, whatever, but of magical children, okay? And he gets this assignment to go to this like secluded island that has an orphanage on it, and assess them for a little while. Like he goes to stay there, but the kids are like particularly troublesome apparently, okay? So you're following like a weird group of kids, and it's like a found family scenario. Do you know what that means? So it's like a group of people that basically become a family, but they're not family. And this is just like really heartwarming, really. I'm gonna whisper something about this book to you because I think it's kind of a spoiler, but I don't think you're gonna care that it's a spoiler. And I think it's something that you would like, okay? So one of the kids is basically like, supposed to be like a descendant of Lucifer. So that's like one. You're so stupid.
Wow.
Stop. But that's like what this kind of is. But it's cutesy. I would describe this as being cutesy, heartwarming. Okay?
Yep.
And the last one, and so lastly, the last book I have is, you know, I read a lot of these, but I know that you're not as interested in them as I am. But it's a thriller. And this is one that I read like really fast, and this is what I brought to Sarah, and she read it fast, and I've gifted it to another friend and they read it really fast. It is The One by John Mars. And basically this follows people. There's like a match service that uses your DNA to find like your person. So you have like one person, and so people, like if we were in a relationship and we went and got this test done, but we found out that like we're not each other's match, like people do that. So you're following.
Aren't they making a movie on this?
They might be. But basically you're following 5 people, and one of the perspectives is one of the people is a serial killer, and so they have a match. So like they have a soulmate too. And you're following a couple, like the couple was in a relationship and isn't matched together. You're following someone who gets matched with someone who's like very far away in location from them. And another one of the perspectives is someone who like thinks they're straight, but they get like their soulmate is like a same-sex person. But it's all like very thrilling. Like that's like very basic in the beginning, everyone gets their match, but then the stories progress and like every chapter ends with a cliffhanger, so you just have to keep going, and then you don't get back to that person for like 5 chapters once you read from the other people again. So it's very fast and intriguing, and yeah, just good. Okay. I feel like I didn't do a good job describing those to you, because usually I'm talking to nobody and you're like, So now you need to decide which one sounds the best to you. And I think there's obvious outliers. I think the chances of you picking a romance are slim.
You are correct. I'm going to rule out 3 books. I'm not going to read The Right Swipe, which is this one.
Okay, not gonna read that.
Not
Why?
reading that one.
What about it?
Not really interested in romance
You just
stuff.
don't want to read a
Nope.
romance.
I'm not gonna read With the Fire on High because also Bailey didn't explain that very well. Let's see
I do think
here.
these are the three
Yeah.
that you would enjoy the most.
Yeah,
What
I mean,
you
I
have
already got one picked out, but
Oh, you know what you're
yeah,
gonna
I already
pick.
know which one I'm gonna pick. But so the other one that's gonna be ruled out is gonna be The House in the
Cerulean
Cerulean
Sea.
Sea.
Okay, that's a
Not gonna
bummer. You
read
don't
that.
want to read my favorite book.
I know. Wasn't really a fan.
So both of these, I think you would enjoy for different reasons.
Yeah. So.
Like, I secretly wish that you would read this one more.
Yeah. Well.
Just
don't
so
always
you
get your
know
wish.
what's up.
So. I'm interested in the Daisy Jones one.
Okay.
Just because of the band.
Yeah.
And
I knew that
other
would tempt
reasons.
you. Other reasons being that how I said it was written.
Yep.
Okay.
But. The one by John Mayers. Mars. I'm pretty sure they are making a movie on it.
So you're
And-
tempted to read it because you can watch it after.
Yeah, because I already know. The movie interests me, so I will probably be reading, or I will be reading The One. by
Oh,
John
interesting. I definitely
Mayers.
did think you would pick this. So I'm happy you picked this also, because more people I know in real life have read this too. So then you could really talk about it. Like, I think Sarah will be happy that you're also reading this.
Yes, I'm gonna connect with everybody about books. That's gonna be my new thing.
Okay, so he's gonna read The One by John Mars, which I'm very happy about, but we don't leave on our trip for like 2 more weeks. So we'll catch you in like 2 weeks when he actually starts it. I'm hoping, my plan for your video is that you'll read like halfway, tell us how you're feeling, and then update again at the end. Okay, so we are still in Florida, but Chris has been reading The One by John Mars, and he's getting pretty close to the end. We fly back today, so he'll definitely finish. He's like 3/4 of the way through, so I thought now would be a good time for him to say at least a couple things about how he's feeling about it, I guess. So thoughts on actually reading a book, like just the experience and not the book itself. Is it so bad?
It's not bad, but it's not something I would do when I
Do
got
it all
home.
the time?
Yeah.
Again? But
Yeah.
would you read a book again? Like on a trip or...
On a
Like
trip,
in a year.
probably. On a trip, maybe.
Okay. But thoughts on this actual book? Do you think this was a good recommendation from me so far?
Yeah, I think this is a good recommendation.
Okay.
So the book's about 5 perspectives on a test called Match Your DNA. And it's supposed to sync you up with basically like the perfect one.
Like your perfect person. Like your match with one person. It's not just like 95%. Like I've heard other concepts similar where it's like you'll get like you're 80% with this person, but you're 95% with this person. This is like they're finding you one person.
Yes.
Like this is your person. Nobody else is for you, just this one person.
Yes.
Right.
And you could be matched up with someone that is 95 and you are 25.
Right. It could be anyone.
Yeah, it can be anybody. Doesn't have to be the same age or any of that stuff.
Okay. So you've been talking to me because I obviously read the book to recommend it to him about throughout, because I read this a while ago, so it's not super fresh in my mind, about like some of the perspectives you're enjoying more than others.
Yes.
Which I think is funny because I obviously know what happens in the end. So I'm excited for him to finish today. Okay, so we'll check in at home when he's done later with actual thoughts. I will convince him to do a star rating of some sort. Okay, so we're back to finally do the conclusion of this. Chris did finish the book, so I'm gonna get his final thoughts and ask him just general questions about his experience reading a book for probably the first time in like 10 years.
At least a good like 7 years. 7 or 8 years.
Okay, so what did you think of The One? You finished it probably a week ago now, so I'm hoping it's, you know, fresh in that brain of yours.
So, I liked it. Getting to the end, there was some... I liked how some of the characters ended because it's about basically five different perspectives on how like these people
the
that
match
are matched.
service.
Yeah.
It's 5 different people's like experience getting matched.
So each chapter is like a different perspective and all that stuff. So throughout the whole book, there were 2 perspectives that I didn't really find that interesting. But then getting towards the end or whatever, then those ones actually ended up being some
like
of the ones
the most interesting. There was one that you kept mentioning to me that you were like, I just don't really like this one, and I was like, oh, that one gets good though. Which like now, obviously now you know what happened, but
yeah. So there was one that I was just like, this one's stupid. Like I basically just want to skip this chapter.
Chris was like, I'm just gonna read one person's perspective the whole time and get to the end and I'll know what happened, and I was like, that's not gonna work. Because they don't all end up like intertwining, like it's not like you're working towards where all these people come together. It's all their own separate story.
Yes. I liked the book overall. It was just some of the people that ended, like, there's certain people that I liked that it got to the end and I was like, well, that was kind of a stupid ending. And wasn't like what I wanted or I guess envisioned.
I don't completely remember, I guess, like every single thing that happened in the book. But so I told you before we sat down to film this that I was gonna have you rate this, like give your star rating. So did you think on that?
Yes. And I'm going to rate it a 4.
A 4?
Yep.
Okay. That's fair. That's fair. I honestly wish, like, in the books that I gave for you to read, I didn't realize that this was being adapted, so I would have left this out if that was the case. But I get why that's why you picked this. Like, what do you think about that being something that I like? Like, is that what you think I'm always reading?
No, I don't. I think you just read a bunch of romance and other corny stuff.
Corny?
Yeah.
That makes me think that the next time I make you do this,
I'm not gonna read romance.
The next time you agree to do this, it's gonna be all romance.
No. But yeah, it was a fun thing. Maybe next year we'll do another book.
Would you actually read one?
Leaving the door open.
Would you actually read another one? So you're saying next year I should do this again with my most recent 5 stars?
No, that's not
romance?
what I said. I said maybe next year I will read one more book. Maybe less than 430 pages.
You heard it here. You heard it here first. Yeah, that's another thing. You didn't realize how long this one was. It was probably one of the longest ones in that stack.
Oh, that's probably the longest book I've ever read in my life. So stupid. Just get to the point.
It was good though.
Like,
right?
300 pages is enough.
I know that you were having a good time because you did read through it pretty fast. But I also think if we weren't on vacation and just at home, that you wouldn't have, like, got through it in the evenings.
No. That's right. I wouldn't have.
But you had a good time.
I had a good time, I guess.
You look coerced. You look like you're just trying to say
the right things?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fake it till you make it. Okay. Well, thanks for carrying my channel because I haven't filmed anything in over a week. So this is now Chris's booktube channel. He's going to be reading another book in a year. So that's when my next video will be posted. Just kidding. I have something planned for next week already. But thank you so much for spending some time with us today. And I will see you again very soon. Bye.
God, I'm ugly as shit. 1 second. Okay.
I'm using my thinking brain.
Okay, I don't understand all these words you're saying.
What don't you understand? You don't understand any of it. He's crying so much. He's stuck in the bathroom.
Yeah, he
Go
is.
get him out. Go get him out.
He's fine, I think. I'll go get him out.
Okay. And then come back. Hurry up though.
Oh, he's stuck in the bathroom.
Oh my god. Okay. He's next. three I secretly think are what you're gonna like more. Okay.
Yeah, this one didn't intrigue me at all.
Yeah, I didn't describe that one very good.
No, it's bad.
No, but it's a really good book.
Okay, yeah, I'm sure.
Okay.